What's good, everybody? It's the one and only DJ Drama. You know me, A-Town's finest. Mr. Gangsta Grillz himself. You know I represent affiliates, Grand Hustle, and officially Atlantic Records. Shout out to Stackhouse Recordings. They doing their thing. Right now, we smacking a stack, and y'all pay attention. I've been DJing since about 92. I got into DJing. I saw the movie Juice, and when I saw Juice, the character GQ, I was at that point when I was about to go to high school, so I needed an extra hobby or something, so I picked up DJing and everything. You know, it was pretty much just a basement DJing, DJing in my mom's, in my bedroom at my mom's house at the time. And I guess about I bought my first mixtape on 125th back in the day. It was DJ SNS Old School Part 2. I went up there with my sister from Philly, and I remember that tape. I just kept listening to it over and over. I knew everything about it. Like, I knew SNS's mic game. I knew his blends. I knew, how he was bringing his songs in. And that was my turning point for really wanting to get in the mixtape game. And I came up when I first was a DJ, I was, listening to Clue and Ron G and Doo-Wop and, people like that were pretty much hot. And, the tape 95 Live for me kind of changed the game because, Doo-Wop had, the Bounce Squad on there, and he had freestyles, and it wasn't just what everybody else was doing. He brought something new to the table. So, that's when I started making tapes, kind of emulating what those dudes were doing on a scale where I was in Philly at the time. And since then, I just really been on my grind. And, I went through the phases of going to Kinko's and making my own covers and, staying up and putting them joints together myself to, selling them when I was in school at Clark Atlanta in Atlanta. I started, that's when I progressed to CDs and whatnot. And, my hustle got a little greater, and I was still doing my thing before anybody ever bought any of my tapes. And, right when I got out of school is when I came up with Gangsta Grillz, and I started slowly but surely getting in the stores. And when I would go out of town for different things, and whoever I would meet, I would always get their address and always send free CDs out. You know what I mean? Even before people really knew me. And so just stayed on the ground really. The affiliates basically started in 2003 with myself, Don Cannon, and DJ Sense. The three of us originally being from Philly. We all met when we came down here to go to school, and we kind of clicked up. We've been running together since 96, 97, but we made it official in 03 with the help of my man Ace McLeod, who's in Philly, to just kind of take our the business side of it and really do something with it. And we got a couple other DJs, DJ Jamad, Oxbanger, JC, who's Ludacris's DJ, Amanda Diva in New York, who's on Sirius. She's affiliated with us, and started out as a DJ clique, but we kind of real heavy, and we're real influential in the mixtape game in the South and in Atlanta. Kind of changed it and making what it is today. And also I DJ for T.I. So Ken has been on the road with Scrappy since his worked with Mace, Monica, Killer Mike, and Ludacris has got JC, and of course just with how influential I was in Jeezy's career. So affiliates, obviously we're affiliated with what's hot in the streets and what's hot in the South and whatnot. And then we just, from that, what we were able to do with other artists, we was like, we might as well just do our own thing. So we started Affiliates Music Group. We signed Replacements and Attitude, our first two artists. So we focusing on for the new year to blast them off. And under the Affiliates umbrella, Cannon, he produced Go Crazy, which is the track on Jeezy's album with Jay-Z. He's doing a lot of beats for some other people, so we got the production side of it. I'm doing my album Gangsta Grillz and on Atlantic, so I'm signed through affiliates, and just really just trying to take what was before us with the Rockefellers and the Bad Boys and everything, and take what we started out from DJing and just turn it into a conglomerate. These are my favorite 3 tapes to look at. This tape is real important because basically every tape that came after that pretty much started with this concept. When we did this tape in the South, nobody was really doing tapes like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, we was taking a style that was popular up top and everything, and you know what I mean? But in the South, niggas wasn't doing whole tapes with exclusive music that was like a mini album, and that's what we did with this. So that, that was pretty much the start of it for what Gangsta Grillz became at that time. You know what I mean? Trapper Die, of course, you know, is a big tape. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy pretty much is you know, national star at this point, international star. And most people, first time they heard him was on Gangsta Grillz, and it kind of worked in both ways because there are people that say first time they heard Gangsta Grillz was through Jeezy. So, you know, that was a good look. It was definitely a big tape, and it was big for his movement and our movement, and you know what we was trying to do all together. And then, you know, I dropped this Lil Wayne tape right after I dropped Jeezy tape. So, you know, a lot of people was like, damn, like every tape I always do, I try to always, you know, keep it moving. It's like, damn, what am I gonna do next? But you know, Wayne came to me. I went to Wayne actually, and I was like, yo, we gotta do a tape. And he just spit for me, like he just spit. So, you know, I really like the cover of that tape, and you know, it did well for me. So, you know, all the tapes pretty much do good and everything, and I have my personal favorites. You know, of course, I always shout Tip out for, you know, really for us creating that mold in the South for, you know, making those type of mixtapes. But definitely gotta give Jeezy his credit because, you know, he like that his movement was built off Gangsta Grillz, you know what I'm saying? So I seen that shit right under my noses. This in the streets right here was really, this is the foundation for a lot of what Gangsta Grillz was built off. It wasn't the first one, it's really like a whole bunch of tapes before this. I wish I had the Lil Jon tape, but you know, this is like a mini album. Like a lot of people think the first T.I. tape I did was Down with the King when he was going to flip, but this was the start of a revolution for real, and I say it on there because in the South, niggas wasn't really making tapes like this, you know what I mean, where it was almost completely exclusive, you know, came out after the album, and you know, we just really put our foot into this joint to set in that. Everything was pretty much built off this. Like there would be no this if it wasn't for this, but this took it to another level, you know what I mean? Like with what we did, you know, of course the Streets is Watching came first, but with this Trapper Die, like, you know, this tape came out January 25th, and I've probably talked about this tape every day since this came out, and you know what I mean, I've been to Chicago, I've been to LA, I've been to Philly, I've been to New York, and everywhere I go, I hear it, you know what I mean? So this was a big tape of his movement and our movement. A lot of people first heard of Jeezy through, you know, Gangsta Grillz, and a lot of people first heard of Gangsta Grillz through Jeezy, so we worked hand in hand to, you know, really take it to another level. And then, you know, after, like every tape I do, it's always like, damn, what am I gonna do next? You know what I mean? Because you always feel like that was so big, like what can I do? So right after I did the Jeezy tape, I dropped the Lil Wayne dedication. His artwork is cracked. Shout out to Rob Petrozo, Paperwork Graphics, he did his thing. And you know, Lil Wayne just got loose, he just spit. Like, you know, it's funny, ironically, sitting here looking at, you know, Jeezy, Wayne, and Tip, who's probably are the top 3 dudes in the South right now. So, you know, and I've worked with all of them, been part of that. So, you know, all of them to me are best selling. They, you know what I mean? They all, anything with the Gangsta Grillz stamp pretty much does well. But, you know, I pay a lot of homage to these 3 tapes. My first award nomination came 2 years ago at Justo. I got nominated for the 30 South DJ. I lost. Then I was nominated again this year for Justo, 30 South DJ. I didn't lose. I got robbed. You know, but that was then, you know, definitely, you know, rest in peace to Justo and what the Mixtape Awards meant to the community and whatnot. Mix Show Power Summit in the Bahamas this year, I won Best Mixtape DJ, which was a good look. And, you know, just to be up there and get an award from Clue, you know what I mean, grew up looking up to and everything, and, you know, having all these DJs from all over the country tell me I deserved it, and, you know, that was a good feeling. And then just recently, the Dirty Awards, the first Dirty Awards in Atlanta, and I won Best DJ and I won Best Mixtape for Gangsta Grillz. And then, you know, so I'm sure I'll probably get nominated for another Justo this year, but right now I'm like, I don't even want to just win Best 30 South DJ. Like, I want to win Best Mixtape DJ, you know what I mean? But, you know, the awards are a good thing, and I definitely appreciate it. Everybody likes to get noticed for the accolades, but for me, it's like, all right, next day, back to work, you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, there's so many other awards that is out there to get, so I'm on a constant grind.